Hello and welcome back to FPS Creator Classics, where we take a look at interesting and original games developed in FPS Creator. So when I first started this series, one of the first places I came to look for good FPSC games was the Best of the Best showcase thread on the official forums. And as you can see, many of these games we've played before, so Anderson and the Legacy of Cthulhu, Beyond Life. But this third game here, Spiderz, is one that I had trouble tracking down, but I've recently managed to get hold of it. So it's developed by Benjamin full name Benjamin Aeilkema. I'm not sure I've pronounced that correctly. It was released in March of 2007, and yeah, it's I don't know if it was made for the same competition as Beyond Life. It certainly dates from around the same time, so that may potentially mean that the level is quite small, but it could be quite dense as well. But I know it has a very interesting art style, and the presentation is interesting as well, because it is in fact a playable comic. So I don't actually have any backstory going into this. I think it's all going to be revealed in the comic, but I do have some comments from the author of the game, which I think I might possibly read afterwards, because I think it'd be good to kind of set them in context, having seen the game. So as usual, pretty easy install. Literally just edited the setup ini, and it now runs at 1920 by 1080, so it's all good. So let's just jump in and have a look. Okay, and immediately we've got some creepy music and quite a low res main menu screen, but it's custom, so that's cool. I like the fact that our cursor is a web. Loading game, please wait. And I know that there are, as I say, it's a playable comic, and the way that's delivered is through kind of cutscenes, AVI cutscenes. Okay, so here we go. On the 8th of May, oh, I need to press enter to continue. Okay, so they're not cutscenes, sorry, I got that wrong. On the 8th of May 1957, somewhere in a secret laboratory, there's a huge explosion. Unnoticed by anyone, a number of spiders escape. Scientists assume they've all died in the explosion. The spiders escape to a forest nearby. Through experiments, these spiders have grown much larger than normal, are aggressive and even dangerous to humans. Early in the morning, a few months later. Did you notice that it seems awfully quiet in the forest lately? Yes, all the insects, birds and other animals have vanished. Later. What in the world is that? My goodness! So many and so big! By the way, it's supposed to have a kind of a 50s B-movie type vibe, so this is perfect for that. After a while, the forest keepers have calmed down again. We must warn the village. Yes, those spiders will eventually come to the village and search for food. When back in the village, Officer, we must warn the people in the village. It's terrible, they're coming. Take it easy, what's going on? It's been decided that first a good overview of the situation must be gained. Okay, they're in a plane. After the flight, city officials decide to inform the army about the situation. Mayor, don't worry. My man will take control of this situation in no time. Man or men? Colonel, are you sure about that? There are lots of spiders and they appear to be huge. Please, who's afraid of a few spiders? What harm can they cause? We will take care of your problem in no time. While the army is on its way, the city is flooded with spiders. Eek! Help! The hospital is full of people with spider bites. Doctor, here's another one. Quickly, bring the anti-serum. Anti-serum? Which anti-serum? Yes, Private, that will be your mission. Find the anti-serum. That is somewhere in this laboratory. Bring it back here and place it on the red lighted table, and the locked door will open, so you can leave this facility. Good luck, you're going to need it. Okay, right, now we can actually start playing the game, and this is the table that we must return to. So, just before we go any further, let's make a quick note of the fact that this game is in black and white, but it's not a post-processing effect. This is well before any kind of post-processing effects were added to FPSC, so this is in fact done manually. All the textures were taken and converted to grayscale, and of course some of them have been kind of, you can see sort of etchy pencil mark effects on this soldier and on my gun. I've got a Thompson machine gun here, and on this door This is obviously the classic sci-fi door that we've seen countless times, but it's been retextured here. It's basically just to make it look more hand-drawn and more like a comic. So, yeah, let's carry on. So our mission is to find the anti-serum in this laboratory. Hi there, I'll restore your health in no time. Come back and see me whenever you need to. Ah! I'm guessing that's one of the spiders. Okay, so if I press enter... Right, okay, cool. Okay, so come back and see him to get healed. Right, let's go hunt some arachnids. They take quite a lot to go down, these spiders. And yes, they are huge. Nice to see some custom enemies. Oh. I understand there are multiple types of spider. Okay, music stopped. Door is locked. Okay, what do I need for that? A key, I suppose, of some description. I must admit, I thought that I was heading in the right direction, but maybe not. So we've got... Oh my god! You're kidding! Oh, it's that classic FPS bug again. Ugh. Mission failed. Well, I hate when FPS does that. Alright, let's do a new game, and I'll skip past all the comic panels this time, and yeah, try and find out where we went wrong. Oh, it's such a frustrating bug, that one. We've had it happen in multiple FPS games in this series. So yeah, as I understand it, the comic was made first and then the game was made afterwards, as a way of well, I guess just making the comic more interesting, or making, you know, kind of adding a bit of interactivity, if that's a word. Okay. Right, so there is actually a corridor down here, so I can take that. Oh. So yeah, as I said, long before any post-processing effects were added to FPS-C, Benjamin A, the creator of this game, had to take the assets that he used in the level and convert all the textures to grayscale. And obviously add this hand-drawn sort of effect, which looks to be fairly uniformly applied across even things like this, these cabinets. Although, considering we're in a laboratory, it's unusual to see a laboratory that's made of brick, you know? Normally it's different material. So they do tend to come out of the shadows. Definitely a bit of tension here. So far the level design is quite sparse, I would say. This door is locked. Okay. Another one. Ah. Is this a secret passage? Barely saw that in the dark. I was expecting something to come out behind me. Definitely requires a lot of forethought, I think, to create a game like this. And I suppose you're limited with your lighting. You can only use white lights, obviously. Like I said, it's not a post-processing effect. It's done for real, so to speak. So all the light has to be pure white. Although if you notice, when I was shooting that door frame, the sparks, they haven't been recoloured. Although pretty much everything else has been done. I mean, even these corpses have got that kind of hand-drawn effect on them. Okay. Oh, and of course the HUD is red. Oh, hang on a minute. I see crates. You know what that means? Yep. Metal crates, even though they look wooden. It's a classic FPS-C stacking puzzle. I can hear something in the background. Not sure what that is. Maybe that's just part of the music. It's not actually an ambience. A lot of skeletons around here. What? Dead end? I guess so. But not even with anything down there. No keys, no ammo. This door is locked. Okay. Oh wow. What? This skeleton appears to be moving along the floor. I wonder if this is one of the skeleton animated characters that they've just kind of made static or something. Right, so that was the dead end. And we have a switch. Don't really know what that does. I was briefly stuck on the terrain there. Thought I was going to drop through the floor again. Now we had a locked door back here, didn't we? So I'm just wondering if I have to go back to that locked door. Not doing too bad for health. Ah, this could be the serum. Enter. E, F. Oh my god. Oh, wait a minute. Do I have to carry it? That's interesting. Maybe I do. How am I going to fight the spiders off if this... okay. Alright, well let's see how far we get. Might have to do some pretty rapid switching of weapons. So not doing too bad for health. Still got 110, which is pretty good. Don't know if this is sort of the end of the game or whether it's just the end of the first level. I think this game loses a few points because it's a stock HUD. Right, there's my dude. Just been healed. Right. Okay, well that opened up and we have a... whatever this is. Mission successful. Okay, right, fair enough. Okay, so that was Spiderz. Yeah, not bad. Quite sparse level design, but I appreciate the art direction of turning everything, well, almost everything black and white. The use of kind of red as that one sort of highlight colour was a nice touch. Perhaps we could have seen a little bit more of that for kind of, I don't know, important items or something. It seemed like I had pretty much infinite ammo, so there wasn't really any kind of managing of that as a resource. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad, particularly for the time as well. This is quite early FPSC, 2007, so you know, the developer obviously went to a lot of effort to get that kind of etchy, hand-drawn look on all the textures, and obviously had to go in by hand and convert them all to grayscale and do whatever to kind of get that B-movie feel. I do actually have a few comments from the developer, which I think I'll just kind of quickly run through those now. Spiderz is based on a comic I did finish early 2006. With the comic Spiderz, I wanted to create a comic that had the look and feel of the 50s monster movies like Them and Tarantula. Yeah, I would say I think he pretty much succeeded. After finishing the comic, the idea was born to somehow add a game into it with the same atmosphere and feel of the comic. I debated to make it either a 2D or 3D, and in the end I chose 3D to capture the same atmosphere and the feel even more. Okay. At the time I was using FPSC, and naturally it was my program of choice. The first thing to do was recreate the drawn comic type environment in FPSC. I had to retexture all of the items used in the game to accomplish this. I designed a base texture to give the overall impression of the model being drawn. I guess that's what that sort of etchy look was. Then I took the original textures of the 3D models and converted them to grayscale. The grayscale textures was merged with the base texture, and this combination gave the look I wanted. At the time when I was working on Spiderz, Lee implemented dark lights, and that was the perfect addition to recreate the atmosphere needed. I think dark lights was better lighting effects, which were kind of a part of Dark Basic Professional, and because FPSC was written in Dark Basic Professional, they kind of got ported over at a certain point, and that was one of the kind of early updates to FPSC, was an improvement to the lighting effects. To get the comic pages in the game, I used a changed version of the talking NPC script that I created before for Commander Josh. I think that's a previous game of his. I've not played that. I should look and see if I can get hold of that. At the start of the first level, the player gets to read a number of comic pages, and at a certain point he gets to participate in the comic by playing a level of the game. If the player has accomplished the level, the comic goes on until the next level. Except in the version we just played, there wasn't a next level, so I don't know whether there was more to that or whether there was more planned and it just never got finished. But anyway, so yeah. Right, well I guess that's about it for this episode. Not a bad game. Was it a best of the best? I mean, possibly at the time in 2007. I think the interesting art direction possibly made it a best of the best game. And also, you know, let's not forget it did have custom characters and the comic pages. Obviously, you know, a lot of effort gone into actually designing those and creating those. And it did have that kind of nice 50s B-movie feel, kind of a little bit cheesy, but also it did, you know, look a bit scary as well. I mean, the spiders pretty much jumped out of the shadows, so yeah, I think it captured the atmosphere pretty well. But I think possibly now it doesn't necessarily hold up against some of the later games that we've played, certainly in this series. And as we go on, we'll play some absolute corkers, which are, yeah, perhaps a little bit better at creating a kind of a better atmosphere. But even so, not a bad game. And if you want to play it yourself, you can. I've put a download link in the description. So that was Spiderz, and that's it for this episode of FPS Creator Classics. Join me next time when we play, who knows what else, who knows what critters we'll be up against. We've had frogs, we've had spiders, who knows, maybe it'll be worms next or something, I don't know. Alright, until then, take care. Bye.